Good morning. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy, and one of the things that really strikes me about driving through the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee is the greenness of it, especially during the summer months, obviously, because it turns colors in the fall. But that's one of the things we love most about Tennessee, fall colors, trees. So I'm with David Vandergriff, who is an assistant adjunct professor at the University of Tennessee in forestry, wildlife, and fisheries. Welcome, David. Happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, coming up very soon, August 9th, 10th, and 11th, you're having an event at UT that involves tree climbing and involves arboriculture and all of this other wonderful things about the safety, the preservation, the health of trees. It's the International Society of Arboriculture, and you're a member of that. In fact, you're the regional representative? What is your group called?
Well, I'm a member of the Southern Chapter. I'm on their executive committee, and I'm also the chair of the local program committee.
So what do arboriculturists do?
We're the people that care for trees.
Yeah.
So the trees in your home landscape and
Yeah.
trees around our city, our street trees, all those places. We're the people that care for them and keep them alive and healthy and vigorous, and be sure that they're safe.
Now, we're obviously right next to the Smoky Mountains, and from my reading of history books, I was surprised to learn that they weren't always as lush and tree-filled as they are today, because if you go back to the beginning of the park, that land was overlogged, is what I understand.
Oh, that's exactly right.
So give me a little history sketch so I can understand the importance of trees to East Tennessee.
So originally there were a lot of trees here before Europeans came and we started to settle and industrialized, and over time those were lost, and of course wood early on was primary in how we did everything.
Yeah, we didn't have
cook
steel
and
or anything.
heat and all those things, and of course we still build our houses with wood products and still use a lot of wood and paper and all those other types of things. But like a lot of things in the industrial revolution time, extractive industries, we consumed a lot of those things.
Some of those mountains that we know now as being beautiful forests were stripped bare of trees.
That's correct.
That is hard to believe, but it's great to see that nature can rebound and take care of that. So, as an arboriculturist yourself, what are some of the threats facing trees here in East Tennessee?
Well, we have a lot of threats. Of course, development is one of the threats that we have. We clear things out whenever we build buildings and houses and shopping centers.
I know,
and all
I've
those
seen the
things.
piles of mulch
Right.
that precede the
Turn them
piles
into mulch.
of dirt. Yes.
That's right. We have threats from diseases and insects, and we have a lot of exotic pests that get brought in from other parts of the world that are really, really serious
Does
threats.
that include that stupid vine, that kudzu that gets all over my good trees at home?
It does.
Okay.
And it can be diseased insects and other plants like kudzu, as you mentioned. So,
now, I know in the news we've talked many years here in East Tennessee about the particular, I think it's called the woody adelgid, is that correct?
Hemlock woody adelgid, yes.
What is it?
It's a sucking insect, and it's host plant or hemlock trees. And as they build up in numbers, they're simply sucking all the life out of the tree.
So if I have a cabin in the woods and I see a tree, what are the symptoms I would be looking for? Maybe some reason why I would call the International Society of Arboriculture, or who would I actually call if I saw problems, diseased trees? What do you do?
So who you would want to talk to is a certified arborist, and that's people that have training, experience.
So this might be some
education.
of the commercial tree companies as well, but it would say on it, certified arborist.
The certified part is important because there are a lot of people that are involved in tree care and call themselves arborists, and not all of them have the same knowledge base and training as others. So whenever you get to the certified folks, the people with credentials, and we have additional credentials past certified arborist, these are folks that have like I said,
Yeah.
education, experience, stay up to date because they have to maintain their credential. So they really know what they're doing, and there are a lot of things that you have to know to properly care for trees.
And that is what the International Society of Arboriculture is about. And you're having this celebration, or I guess a convention really, in downtown Knoxville at UT. But August 9th through 14th is the main of it. But during the weekend, during Friday, Saturday, Sunday, August 9, 10, 11,
Right.
there's a tree climbing contest. How does that work?
That's the International Tree Climbing Championship.
Not just any tree climbing
Right.
contest, the international.
This is the
tree
international.
climbing. So if I climb a bonsai tree, does that give me any points?
No, these are larger trees.
Oh, okay.
And we've had tree climbing championships in Knoxville at Lakeshore Park numerous times. Usually it's our southern chapter or the Tennessee Urban Forestry Council.
Now help me out, Lakeshore Park. I'm thinking make sure I'm thinking of the right one. Where is it?
It's down on in West Knoxville. There,
we're talking about like North Shore
and Lions View.
Lions View. That is the
Yes.
one I was thinking of.
Yes.
There was a hospital there that has been removed, just demolished.
Right.
And it's now a beautiful walking trail. A lot of people do their exercises there in the morning. Okay. So there's trees there, and you're going to have a tree climbing contest.
Right, and it's in the park along Lions View across from the Veterans Cemetery.
Yes.
So that's the area where we are, because that's where we've got large trees that we can climb.
Are we talking like 100-year-old trees, 200-year-old trees?
We're talking about 100 plus, yes.
Oh, wow.
So these are large, stately trees, the sort of things that are such an asset in our landscape.
Oh, my goodness.
So the people that are competing will do various events in those trees.
But not hurt the tree.
And not hurt the trees. That's exactly right.
Because you don't want to put like any old spikes that the
No.
telephone linemen used to wear
That's
to
right.
climb up the poles. No, not that.
Not that. That's we don't use that on live trees that we're keeping.
Beautiful.
If you're cutting a tree completely down, you can use those.
Right.
But so they work from ropes. So that's the sort of things that they'll be doing.
So it's a nice competition.
It is, and it's the best male and female in the world. So all these people that are competing here
Oh, that is so cool.
have already won a competition, like our southern chapter winner will be here.
And the championship's coming up.
Yes.
That's August 9th, 10th, and 11th at Lakeshore Park in downtown Knoxville.
Correct.
We can learn more about the International Society of Arboriculture by looking you up, by Googling David Vandergriff. And I guess you could take a class from David at the University of Tennessee if you're a student, right? An adjunct assistant professor of forestry, wildlife, and fisheries. I really appreciate the education this morning. Thank you, David.
Certainly, thank you.
All right, appreciate that. That's coming up with the International Society of Arboriculture. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. I'm Frank Murphy.